Yo, what is goody, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're watching this right now, you know what that means. That means that you woke up so that means that you are winning. Sorry, stress? Alright, problems can't phase you, can't phase me, because you and I are already winning, fam. So as you can see, I'm in my house and I'm yelling, so that must mean the girls aren't here, and you'd be absolutely correct because the girls did stay at their grandma's house, which is why I can yell, because if I did this when they were here, they would wake up and then Crystal would be very upset with me, and then I'd be in the doghouse and I wouldn't be able to record this. Yada, 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 you get the point. But anyways, guys, you just saw my updated physique for the keto cut, guys. We are now like 60 plus days into the keto cut. We are going strong. We are dropping weight. Weighed myself this morning. I was 187, which I want to say is a new low. We are definitely making progress, guys. Like Ross said, he wants to see me at around 179. So we got less than 10 pounds to go. The cardio has bumped up. The calories are slowly, very, very slowly dropping, but nothing crazy. Also, Crystal was talking to me about keto, right? She was like, yo, how do people know, like, how many calories they should eat? How do people know what they should eat? How do people know how to make a keto coffee? How do people know how to track macros? Like, and I was like, you know what? That is a great question. People don't know that. For someone like me who's been doing keto for years, those things are all very, very simple to me. But for someone like Crystal, who's still kind of, somewhat new to keto, who does keto but doesn't really fully understand it, or for her friends, my mom who wants to do keto, if they want to dive into it, what are the things that they need to know, like the basic stuff? So I said, you know what? I'll make a quick little video about that. That's what this video is going to be about, guys. It's just like basic things that you need to know. I think will definitely help you and get you off to a good start. So anyways, I gotta knock out some cardio, come back for meal number one, and then we will dive into the video. So we'll catch up with you here in a little bit. Whew. All right, guys, so we just knocked out some cardio. So first thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to check ketones and what numbers you essentially want. So when you check ketones, guys, what you're doing it for is to check if you're in ketosis or not. That's what you want to be in. If you want to burn body fat, you want to get the benefits of the ketogenic diet, well, then you want to be in ketosis. And one of the coolest ways to check is obviously using a keto coach. Now, disclaimer, guys, I am the co-owner of Keto Coach. So anytime you guys support Keto Coach, you support me and you support my family. So I do appreciate it. So we're going to check ketones. And I think the biggest question I get asked all the time is, what's the best time to check? And so I always say this, the best time to check is always the one that you can do all the time. So for me, it's first thing in the morning or after I do cardio, before my first meal. That's when I like to do it. Now, it's totally up to you, but whenever you do test, make sure it's the same time, it's consistent, so you get that consistent reading. If you're doing a reading after you just ate like a big high carb meal, well, then obviously the reading's gonna be off. Or if you did a reading after a really intense workout, well, the reading's gonna be off compared to when you did first thing in the morning. So whatever time you do it at that same time. For me, it always works out doing it first thing in the morning. So here we go. Gonna open up the strip, and yes, our strips are individually sealed and packaged, and that's gonna help with accuracy. So here we go. We're gonna put the strip in the meter. Boom, it's good to go. We got the lancing device right here. We're gonna pull back on it right here. Boom, poke our finger, and we're gonna wait for the blood to come out. And there we go, we got some blood. Boom, see that blood? Boom, we got it. Okay, so here we go. Let's check our ketones today. There you go. And drum roll, what do you think it's gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be? Let's see. All right, 1.3. All right, so 1.3, that is a good number. So, okay, I can do a whole hour-long video about what numbers mean and ketosis and the optimal level and this and that. You guys just want to know the basics, especially for you beginners. The number one thing that you need to understand is anything over 0.5 is ketosis. So that's a good thing. Anything over 0.5 means that you are burning body fat. That means your body is in ketosis, your body is burning through its own body fat, and that is a good thing, like I said. Now, there are optimal levels and this and that. If you're 1.5 to 3.0, you're really feeling like the ketosis euphoria, like your brain fog is no more, you're really dialed in, you're focused, but you're still burning body fat. And like at the end of the day, the most common question I get asked, and the question that Crystal asks, is like, hey, what's a good number? I'm keeping it simple, guys. So anything over 0.5 is good. Now, one other question would probably be like, what number should I be concerned with? So anything in the 7s is probably going to be a concern, and you'll probably have to call a doctor. Now, again, I've been doing the ketogenic diet since 2013, and I've never have gotten that number, and I don't know anybody who has. But again, 1.3 is a great number. So if you get 0.5 and I got 1.3, that doesn't mean that I'm doing any better than you. That just means that my body at the moment has more ketones than you. But at the end of the day, you and I are burning body fat. So let's just keep it simple, guys. Anything over 0.5 is a good thing. If you're under 0.5, don't worry, don't panic. Hispanic, everything's gonna be okay. That just means that you probably need to lower your carbs. It could have been after a workout, so your ketones are depleted, but not to worry. As long as you have that fat high, as long as you have that protein moderate, and as long as you keep those carbs super low, you will be in ketosis in no time. And again, the best way to confirm that is to always use a Keto Coach meter and support my family. Link in the description below, guys. Another question that I always get asked, guys, is people like to text. Another question that I always get asked, guys, is that people like to test after the workout, and what I find is that ketones are always much lower after a workout, because you have to think about this, guys. Okay, especially you beginners, your body is using ketones as energy now. So if you just did like a CrossFit workout, well, guess what your body used? Ketones as energy. So when you test immediately after a workout, your ketones are going to be depleted. It's like a storage, right? So here you go. You got all your ketones right here, and then boom, you go into the workout, it uses that storage, uses that fuel. So then you just checked and you're like, dang man, I'm not even in ketosis. I'm below 0.5. Logan, what the heck am I doing wrong? Don't panic, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that your body used your ketones as energy for the workout, and give it an hour or two and they will slowly rise and you'll be back in ketosis. So that's something that I don't want you to worry about, and that's why I always recommend don't test your ketones immediately after a workout.
What about right after you eat?
After you eat, it depends. So if you have a very high fat meal, most likely that's not gonna affect your ketones. Fat has a very slight insulin increase, but it's very slight. Nothing like if you ate rice or cereal, something like that, where it's immediately gonna knock you out of ketosis. So again, I would recommend that you don't test after you eat, but if you're doing it to see like, hey, a new keto cookie came out, or a new cookie dessert came out, and you want to check if it kept you in ketosis or not, or if it knocked you out of ketosis, then always test. That's just to find out like, hey, Crystal, like this new freaking cookie pizza came out, and this new keto pizza came out.
Ooh,
let's see if
pizza
it's
cookies.
Like if me and Crystal saw this restaurant, like, hey, this new keto pizza just launched at this, or if like me and Crystal are like in town and we saw like this new restaurant has a keto pizza, well, like, hey, let's go see if it's truly keto friendly, because you never know, guys. People can say that it's keto friendly. The only way to find out or not is to eat it, and then 10 minutes later, check your ketones. If you're still in ketosis, well then boom, you know that it's a good keto pizza. If you're knocked out, well then you're gonna be like, yo, this is not a true keto pizza. It knocked me out of ketosis. So that is another way to use, but again, it's not a good way to get normal readings. It's just like a good way to confirm if it's keto or not after you eat. Okay, next up for all you beginners out there. So when Crystal wanted to do the ketogenic diet, I knew she was gonna have a hard time getting enough fats in. And so one thing that I always recommend is to start your day off with a keto coffee. It's a great way to start off to make sure that you get enough fats and you're gonna get instant energy from the ingredients. And so I know this is pretty basic, but again, this is for someone like my mom, Crystal's mom, my sister-in-law, who wants to start the ketogenic diet but just doesn't know how to start. I always recommend starting off with keto coffee. So this is how I make it right here. So what you're gonna need is some heavy cream right here. You're gonna need some grass-fed Kerrygold butter. You're gonna need some coconut oil, and then you're gonna need some MCT powder. Now you can do MCT oil or powder. I like powder because it's a little bit easier on the stomach. And then obviously you're gonna need some coffee, and then you're gonna need a dope ass mug like this that says if you woke up this morning, you are winning. But again, these are all sold out, so I apologize, they're not for sale anymore. So here we go, boom, just like that, and we're gonna make our coffee. Now, one thing that I highly recommend doing it is to get a blender. it always tastes so much better when you have a blender. So we're gonna let this coffee brew, and then once it's brewed, we're gonna put all our ingredients in here, pour the coffee here while it's still hot, and then we're gonna blend it. So here we go. All right guys, so here we go. We got the butter right here. Now you can weigh all this out if you like, but for the sake of the video and just to make it, we're just gonna just wing it right here, okay? So boom, and this is for Crystal, and Crystal's not tracking macros, so it doesn't matter. So here we go. We got some butter right there. We got some heavy whipping cream, just like so. Oh yeah, Crystal likes extra cream as well too. We got 1 scoop of MCT powder, courtesy of American Metabolic. 1 scoop like so. And then we're gonna put a little bit of coconut oil. Boom. The coffee is just made and it's still hot, like so. Put this in the top on. And like I said, once you do this in a blender, guys, it just tastes so much better. Woo-hoo-hoo. I can smell it. I can smell it, guys. It smells so freaking good. My goodness. So guys, that is how you make a simple keto coffee. Now again, all those ingredients that I just listed are all right here. MCT powder, MCT oil, heavy whipping cream, butter, and coffee. Those are all things that are gonna help boost your energy and gonna help you get in ketosis fast. So I always recommend that you start the day off with a keto coffee. Okay, so next up is the most common question I get, and also the most confusing. So I'm gonna try my hardest to explain it the best that I can. So if you're someone who's new to tracking macros, it could be very confusing, very frustrating, and you can get overwhelmed quickly, especially for you newbies. So the way I look at it, like for me, I've been tracking macros for years. So obviously it's easier for me, but for someone like my mom, for someone like Crystal, trying to explain how to track macros can be tough, right? So I'm gonna do my best to explain it and also show it on the side screen right here. So there are many tracking apps that you can use, guys, okay? There are many ones out there. And at the end of the day, they're all pretty much the same, right? At the end of the day, you just wanna see how much fat, how much carbs, and how much protein you had at the end of the day and how many calories. Now, again, there are other apps that break down a lot more, like you can see how much fiber, how much sodium, how much water, all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, let's just keep it simple, guys. Let's just track fats, let's track proteins, let's track carbs, and let's track your total calories for the day. So what I like to use is my MyFitnessPal. So I'm going to screen record right now and show you how I track macros. So as you just saw this morning for my first meal of the day, I had 3 eggs, 3 egg whites, 2 servings of almond butter with a little bit of chalk 0 as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and type that in for you right now. So I'm gonna go, here I am, into my MyFitnessPal. I'm gonna go to my diary. I'm going to go to my breakfast and I'm going to add food. So once I add my food, there's a little search for food. Now, the thing about MyFitnessPal and other apps as well, because it's been around for so long, you can easily type stuff in and you'll find it, right? And also, it gets used to what you always have. So if you constantly have something every morning, every day, it'll know and it'll have it saved in your history. So that's really convenient. So the way you have to look at it is yes, when you first start tracking macros, it will feel tedious, but I promise you it will get easier over time as the app starts to recognize what you always have in the mornings, as it starts to save all your data. So keep that in mind. So like those first couple of days, you're gonna be like, dude, this is so stupid. This is taking up so much of my time. Understand that it will get easier over time. So here we go. So I'm gonna go to the top, search food. I'm gonna go ahead and type in eggs because I know I had 3 eggs. As you can see, my HEB large cage-free egg, which is what I had, already 3 because my phone already knows, my apps already knows how much I had. But just in case, let's say it changed, you can go to number of servings and I can change it right here. I can go, I had 5 eggs, or I had 2 eggs, or I had 9 eggs. And as you can see at the top, the calories are changing, the fat's changing, the protein's changing. So anytime you make adjustments, the app will automatically make those adjustments for you. So it's doing all the work. You just need to type in the data. You can do that, and these are things you're gonna need to do to take things to the next level. Now, again, I've said this many times, you don't have to track your food to reach amazing results, but at the end of the day, it will definitely help you out. And if you wanna take things to the next level, and really get accurate and know what you're putting in your body, I highly recommend that you track your food. Okay, so let's get back to it. So here we go. I had 3 eggs right there. So for 3 eggs, it's 210 calories, 0 carbs, 15 grams of fat, and 18 grams of protein. So I'm going to type that check mark at the top right of the screen and say, yep, that's what I had. Boom. Okay, so I also had 3 servings of egg whites. So I'm going to go back to the same thing, add food. I'm going to type in eggs, and it already knows liquid egg whites right here. I had 3 tablespoons. Other words, 3 servings. 75 calories, 15 grams of protein, 0 fats, 0 carbs. Here we go. Hit the check mark and we are good to go. So we just added in our eggs and our egg whites. I also had some almond butter with that. So here we go. Here is the almond butter, which I believe starts with an M. Creamy almond butter, no sugar, no salt added. Marathon, 2 tablespoons. Boom. Click on it right there. As you can see, 190 calories, 6 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat, and 7 grams of protein. I also had some Chalk 0 calorie pancake syrup, so I'm going to type that in right here. Chalk Zero, we had about, I don't know, I'd say a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. I didn't technically weigh it out, but eyeing it, I had about a tablespoon and a half. So I'm going to type in 1.5 right there. Boom, 45 calories. But I also had a keto coffee as well, and I used Power Creamer. So I'm going to go in back into my Fitness Pal, add food, and then I'm going to type in Power Creamer. So Power Creamer, I had 1 serving. So go back, we'll go 1 right there. And as you can see, 1 serving is 120 calories, 14 grams of fat, 0 protein, 0 carbs, and boom, guys, that is my breakfast for the mornings. So from the main screen, it'll tell you everything right there, guys. So for breakfast, I had a total of 640 calories. If you flip your phone sideways, it actually breaks it all down for you. So I had 26 grams of carbs, 46 grams of fat, and 40 grams of protein. So not bad, right? Pretty good, solid breakfast. And also you can see at the top where it says calories remaining. So my goal, now again, you can change your goals. That's the thing that's awesome about these apps. Everything you can adjust and make it customized to you. So for me, I have a goal of 2,200 calories. I've had already a total of 640 calories. And so it says I have 1,560 calories remaining. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, these tracking apps do all the work for you. All you need to do is plug it in, type in your food. Now again, I know there's going to be times where it's going to be super tough to get 100% accurate. There's going to be times that you're not going to be able to weigh your food. There's going to be times that you're going to go to a restaurant, you're not quite exactly sure how much chicken they really give you. Like, let's say you went to Chipotle and you order some chicken, you order some steak. Well, Chipotle says that it's giving you 4 ounces. Is it technically 4 ounces? You don't really know. But the best thing is to just get at least a rough estimate so you know at the end of the day where you roughly are, give or take, some protein, some fats, right? I'd rather you be there than not have any clue where you're at for the end of the day. And then come the end of the week, you weigh yourself and you're like, wow, like I'm gaining weight. What the hell is going on? But it's like, dude, you could be in a calorie surplus. Who knows? Like, you could be eating a lot more food than you think. That's why it's always good to know how much food you're eating, and vice versa. You can be like, dude, I'm not getting any stronger in the gym. I'm not getting any bigger. My muscles aren't growing. I'm eating so much food. And then I tell you to track your food and you're like, wow, I'm only eating 1,500 calories a day. I thought I was eating a lot more than that. You see? So it can definitely work both ways. Also, when you scroll down, guys, you can go to nutrition and it'll do even a step further for you. So you see your nutrition right here. You can also go to your macros and it'll break it down in percentages. So one thing you need to learn, and this is one thing that I tell my clients, if you want to do the ketogenic diet the traditional way, which is 70 to 75% fat, 20 to 25% protein, 0 to 5% carbs, go to this pie chart right here. This pie chart is amazing and it breaks down everything. So at the end of the day, as long as this pie chart says, in the red says 70 to 75% fats, and that green section says 20 to 25% protein, and the blue section says 0 to 5% carbs, then you're doing the ketogenic diet. Everything is great and it'll break it all down for you. So, again, when I tell you to start tracking, I would say this. Let's focus on the pie chart first. Focus on that pie chart. Focus on always hitting the right percentages, the right keto percentages like I just gave you. Then let's start focusing on macros. Let's start focusing on where your fats are, where your proteins, where your carbs are, and let's start focusing on the calories. Again, there are levels to this and there's steps to this. Now, again, I know this can be super confusing. I just typed in one meal, and for a lot of you who are probably watching this for the first time, probably like, man, this is so confusing. I promise you, it gets easier the more and more data you type in. The app starts to understand you, especially if you're like me who follows a very strict meal plan. I know I'm gonna have that meal that I just typed in for you. I have that every single day. And for lunch, I know I'm gonna have 4 ounces of chicken with a cup of veggies and some MCT oil. For meal number 3, I know I'm gonna have some type of steak with some grass-fed butter. I know when I get back from the gym, I'm gonna have 1 scoop of protein. And this app knows that. And so it's gonna have everything ready for me. It's gonna be like, hey, guess what? I bet you're gonna have some protein. You're like, hey, yep, I sure am. And you just type it in. So as long as you put data into this app, it'll make it more easier. You'll know how much calories you're eating. You'll know how much fat you're eating. You'll know how much carbs you're eating. You'll know how much protein you're having. Plus, you'll also be able to see your pie chart and see how it breaks down at the end of the day. So if you're saying like, dude, I am not in ketosis, like you saw me take my ketone readings this morning, you're like, dude, I am not in ketosis. What the heck is going on? Then you go to your pie chart and it shows that your carbs are 15 to 20% of your total macros. Well, there you go, man. Your carbs are way too high. It's knocking you out of ketosis and it's preventing you from getting those ketone readings that you want. So again, these apps could really, really help you out. Now, again, I know it could be super confusing, but I promise you, the more and more you get familiar with it, the more and more data you type into it, the more it will understand you and the easier it will get. So, boom. Whew, I know, I was looking at my phone. I think I've been talking for over 12 minutes, so I do apologize. I was trying to make this video super short, but just give you guys the basics because these are all questions that Crystal asked me when she started her ketogenic journey. Like you know, and again, I'm not saying these questions are stupid, but for me, who I've been doing keto for so long, I'm like, you know, they seem a little weird to me, right? Especially if you've been doing keto for years, if someone asks you like, hey, where should my ketone readings be? What, really? You don't know where your ketone readings should be? But you have to understand, guys, we were all that person. I was that person. I was Crystal back in 2013 when I was trying to do keto and I knew nothing. I knew zero about the ketogenic diet. So now that I know, I want to help you guys. I want to help Crystal. I want to help my mom. I want to help my sister-in-law. I want to help my mother-in-law, people who want to do keto but absolutely know nothing about it. So again, these are all tips that I want to share that I really think would help them. You know, hey, let them know where their ketone readings should be. Let them know how to start their day and really get a good start with the ketogenic diet and starting with the keto coffee in the morning. Learning how to track your food, that is very important. Now again, I know it could be a lot, but it's very important that you track your macros, know that you're doing the correct keto percentages, knowing that you're getting enough fats, carbs, and protein at the end of the day. So, whew, I know I've been talking a lot, guys, but I hope this video did help you out. If it did, please give it a like, and if you can share it on your Facebook if you think it's going to help someone, that would mean the world to me. Also, guys, if you do have time, could you check the links in the description below, guys? Those are all my sponsors. Those are all companies that I work with, and you guys know that anytime you use my code, it directly affects my family, Baby Lo, Camila, Crystal. You guys know this is what I do for a living, so anytime you guys want to support American Metabolics, Keto Coach, Keto Beam, Chalk Zero, Butcher Box, any one of those companies, it will directly affect me. Also, Butcher Box has an amazing deal going on right now, guys. If you like grass-fed beef, they have grass-fed beef for life when you sign a subscription with them. So get a meat subscription. You're able to pick how much meat you want. If you want to do a lot, do a lot. You want to do a little. But as long as you have a subscription with them, you will get free grass-fed, grass-finished beef for life. Who can beat that? Like literally, who can beat that deal, guys? And that's going on right now, so make sure you check the links in the description below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. I absolutely love you. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.